Welcome back to another episode 76 of the Spittin Hoops podcast, your weekly NBA podcast where we talk about anything from the salary cap to matchups to history to Sporcle, which we'll be doing later this podcast. Today, kind of just riffing. We've got some thoughts about the matchups, potential playoff matchups. I think the league's pretty wide open in certain ways, and we're going to get to that and talk about that. But we're also going to review some historical matchups that we might be getting in these playoffs that we might have missed out previously on. So, that's going to be the podcast for today. We're also going to do a Sporcle at the end, which is what I'm most excited about. So please stick around for that. Honestly, just skip to that if you want. Like, that's going to be lit. That's just me and Anthony flexing our historic muscles for the NBA. So, again, that's what I'm most excited about. Anthony, how are you feeling? NBA's popping. And again, we're about to do a Sporcle.
Dude, I'm excited for the Sporcle. Excited to talk about some projected matchups. Kind of feels like we'll start with the East, then we'll move to the West, right? Feels like East is starting to settle in pretty well. So I feel like it's okay to start talking about this. I will give my fun fact for episode 76 with the number 76. Fun fact, 1976 was the final season of the ABA. And in that year, the New Jersey Nets beat the Denver Nuggets in the ABA Finals. Both of those teams, as well as the Pacers and the Spurs, ended up moving to the NBA the following season. No more ABA. Although there has been talk about another league in Europe, which would be an interesting topic to talk about at some point. So there you go. Fun fact about number 76. Shall I move on to the East?
Nugget. Yeah, I always think about those ABA the teams that came in, and the Nuggets, right, were the Denver Rockets in the ABA until the last year when the NBA merger was about to happen and Rockets already existed. Am I misremembering? I could be misremembering this.
They definitely were there was definitely a Denver Rockets team.
Yeah, and I think it was this ABA team at some point, and they eventually changed because the Houston Rockets existed. Lo and behold, they end up, joining the NBA and whatever. So I always think that's like a fun little thing. Obviously, Nets, Dr. J, great team. So yeah,
very great team, and you're correct that they changed in 1974 as a precautionary measure, just in case this was going to happen. So yeah, you nailed it on that one.
Yeah.
Wait, random thought. So what's the order of most successful ABA to NBA teams? Spurs, Nuggets, and then who would you put? Pacers or Nets?
Are those the only four? Were those the four teams, or were there six?
There were more teams, but those were the only four that moved.
Yeah, Nets would have to be last, right?
They have two finals appearances. Pacers have one, but the Pacers were better for longer.
Yeah, I think Pacers are more of a historic team, though.
Yeah.
You could argue, like, the Pacers don't have a chip and the Nuggets do, but you could almost argue that the Pacers are more of a historic NBA team than the Nuggets in some ways.
That's a very good point.
Like, yeah. I think the Pacers are part of the NBA fabric,
right?
More so than a lot of teams.
In a lot of ways, more so than the Nuggets.
Yeah. The Nuggets have a chip, so sorry, Nuggets fans. We're discounting y'all, but
we are.
Who was the other team? Spurs? Yeah, Spurs obviously number one then.
Yeah. Spurs, yeah. All right. Well,
so little ABA highlights for your head top as we get into the beginning of this podcast. Anthony, do you want to take us into the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, let's do it, man. So let's take a look at the East here. The Cavs, barring some collapse, are going to be the number one seed. They're 4 games ahead of the Celtics with like 7 games to go for both of them. Yeah, 7 games to go. So the Celtics would need to go like 6-1, and they need to go 2-5. So that's not going to happen. So we have the Cavs locked at the 1. We have the Celtics locked at the 2. The Knicks can't mathematically catch the Celtics at 3. The Pacers are the 4 seed, and the Pistons are the 5 seed. Both of those have like 2 or 3 games between them. So I think those are probably set. And then the Bucks, who have just, no Damian Lillard at this point. So where's a lot of your offense going to come from? They ran out the 6. I think that those are all kind of set. And then we see the Hawks and the Magic are Hawks are a game up on the Magic in the 7-8 spot. But the Heat have been on a 5-game winning streak. They are a game and a half behind the Magic for the 8 slot, and then the Bulls came a bit back down to earth after their recent hot streak. So that there you have it. The Raptors have an outside shot, but it's probably not going to happen. They're like probably a game away from being eliminated.
Mhm.
So that's kind of the East spot.
Yeah, I think there's some fun stuff happening here. Like the Pacers
Yeah.
Pistons first round series is
Oh
very
yeah.
fun. That is a very fun series. But outside of that, like if the Magic get the 7 seed, they're getting first rounded. Like I actually think if they play the Cavs, that's a pretty good matchup for the Magic. Like all things considered, considering they're an 8 seed, like that's a team
Hmm.
they took to 7 games last year, right? So
Yeah.
um, but I will say the first round is kind of rough here. I mean, respect to Giannis, but like I imagine the Bucks get run off the court against the Knicks in round one if that's the matchup.
Right. Especially with Jalen Brunson coming back, we don't know what Damian's timeline is like. You got to kind of assume that he's not going to be a part of it. Um,
If Jalen
kind of,
Johnson was healthy, the Hawks
uh,
are a 6 seed. This is, I mean, this is pretty fascinating. Um, that's one of my bigger thoughts about this is like
mm,
the Hawks are pretty good. Like, so that's kind of electric, but I don't know. This East is not super fascinating to me. I think there's 3 teams with a shot. I think the 3 teams, top 3 teams in the East, are the only teams in the East that compete with the top 8 teams in the West right now.
you don't think the Pacers have a shot at kind of cracking that? They've been hooping.
I mean, they've been playing well, sure, but like I think so have all these teams in the West. Like the Clippers are 8-2 in the same stretch that the Pacers are 7-3, and the
Hmm.
Clippers got a healthy Kawhi now. Um, So yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind of how I feel about the East. Like the East got kind of like the Pacers have not been as they've not taken the step I'd hoped or that you would hope if you're a Pacers fan. I think realistically, I didn't expect them to take a major step. Um, the Pistons have taken a step, so now they're in the Pacers' breath, but that's still a pretty major breath underneath what I consider a lot of these West teams to be. That said, the top 3 in the East are extremely good teams, probably 3 of the top 5 to 6 teams in the league.
is it weird to say though? I might prefer to play the Knicks than I would prefer to play the Pacers or the Pistons in the second round. Like they're going to be a headache. They're going to be such a headache.
I just
Like,
think if I just think the Knicks like they could catch fire. Like that's way more of a team. Like
yeah,
the Pacers are kind of a shallow team at this point, especially in their front court. They have no backup. They have no backup centers.
they do have no depth.
They're playing like Siakam backup minutes at center. So yeah, I'm not really a believer in this Pacers team. They could totally get beat by the Pistons, and that'll be a very fun series, right?
That will
Um,
be fun.
but yeah, I don't know. That's
Um,
kind of the way I'm looking at it, frankly. And also, like these West teams all have higher like close win totals or as high win totals as the Pacers, like while playing other West teams. Like,
right. Um, well, yeah, I think sounds like we got about it. I do think that'll be pretty exciting series.
I
And
do
I
think
think
if
that,
I do think a
yeah.
Magic Cavs, the Magics versus the Cavs happens round one. The Magic are not getting swept. Like that's a 6 game series potentially.
Mm. Shame that they don't have Jalen Suggs.
Yeah, such a shame.
That that would have made this a really, really compelling, over the top compelling series.
But then the Magic are the 8 seed also. So
That's fair.
yeah.
Well, yeah. I guess. I mean, they it was so weird because they were good, and then Paolo came back and they lost their stride with him, and they kind of have gotten it back, sort of.
I,
But
I mean, they've only played 7 games with Franz, Paolo, and Suggs on the court. I'm not sounding the alarm on the Magic
yeah,
or anything like that.
yeah,
KCP's
you're
been
not.
rough, to be fair, but also KCP.
Yeah,
You signed KCP to be the fifth guy on your starting lineup, and right now he's the third. You know, I mean, he's coming. I mean, he came off the bench if I remember correctly at a lot of points. So I don't know.
yeah, they're kind of in a tough situation. Yeah, there's just yeah. I mean, this will. you want them to make the playoffs. You want them to keep kind of getting that medal, and then next year, I think they'll be right back in that conversation for top four seed.
Sorry, KCP does not come off the bench. I was tweaking, but he's shooting 33% from three this year, which is uh, his worst in 9 years, 8 years. So
Yeah, he's not the investment that people thought he was going to be.
I mean, I think he's fine still, but he's just like the bigger responsibility is rough. So
Yeah. Anything else on the East for
no,
now?
can I talk about the West really quick?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so I just have some thoughts on the matchups that are going down here. I think a lot of teams have routes to Western Conference Finals appearances and NBA Finals
Hmm.
appearances potentially. I think the Thunder are by far the favorite in the West, and they should be because, barring, a lot of things would have to go wrong, but I think there are routes. For example, right now the Lakers are the 4 seed, then and I think that's a problem for the Lakers. Like I don't love the idea of the Lakers playing the Thunder round two and then having to beat the Nuggets or something round three. But if you're the Lakers and you play the Thunder round two, like that could be a matchup that gets grimy enough and slow enough that you could win that series potentially. So I think that's kind of interesting. But more so, I was looking at teams lower. So like the T Wolves. If I'm the T Wolves and I get an 8-1 matchup against the Thunder, I think that's doable. I don't think they're gonna win, but I think that's doable, which I guess is my wider point is like I think the West has a lot of math going on here that we're not really going to find out till the seeding, and the seeding is going to define a lot. Because I think the Warriors, if they play the Rockets round one, they're going to be favored and they will beat the Rockets. But if the Warriors play the Nuggets round one, I don't think that's a great matchup for them. If the Warriors play the Lakers round one, I actually think that's a pretty good matchup for the Warriors, for example. So I think there's a lot of math here happening, and I'm thinking about my Warriors here a lot, but this is a team that could have a Western Conference Finals appearance. It's a team that could get first rounded. I think a lot of teams feel the same way. Like the Lakers, if the Lakers play the Nuggets in a 4-5, they could get first rounded. Or, if they play the Grizzlies in the 4-5 and then play the
Yeah.
Thunder and upset the Thunder, that's a Western Conference Finals appearance. So I think there's a lot of weird math going on. Obviously, well deserved. The Thunder should be favored and are. But for example, I mean, there's 4 teams in the West that have plus 1,000 odds or less to win the Western Conference. That's the Warriors, Lakers, Nuggets, and Thunder. There's only 2 teams in the East, which is with the same, which is the Cavs and the Celtics. The Knicks are at plus 1,200, which is a
Hmm.
little bit outside of my barrier. But so are the Clippers. So, yeah, that's some interesting stuff going on. The Clippers, for example, like if you're the Clippers, um, and you're in a 7-2 against the Rockets, and then play the Nuggets or the T Wolves,
Hmm.
like what if the T Wolves beat the Nuggets round one in a 6-3, and you're the Clippers and you win a 7-2, and then
Yeah.
Western Conference Finals? Like if what if Kawhi just wins you the Western Conference Finals? Like there's weird math here, and the odds are low, right? Like these are
Yeah.
all very specific situations, but I'm just very curious. Like I think it's possible that one comes to fruition. Which one will it be? I don't know, and I think that's why the Thunder are favored and should be. But yeah,
Yeah. This is an exciting breakdown with the Rockets. Let's take the Thunder out of it. And the
Mm,
Rockets are the 2 seed, and then Nuggets are a game and a half. Lakers are 2.5. Grizzlies are free falling. They're the 5 seed. I don't think they're going to stay at the 5 seed. I
yeah,
think they're going to drop out. They'll probably drop into the play-in game because the 5, 6, 7, and 8 are all within a game of each other. So you're going to see a lot of jostling here. The Clippers take is an interesting one. The way that Harden's been playing post All-Star break, still have Norm Powell. Zubac has been unreal. And
Kawhi's
then
looked really
now
good.
you add Kawhi, and he's not scared of anybody. And to your point, Anthony Edwards is not scared of anybody. This is going to be a friggin' exciting Western Conference that felt like it was in a bit of a state of malaise a couple months ago. It felt like ugh, really? Just a
Yeah,
bunch of teams that are mid. I think a lot of these teams can. I mean, don't. Let's not get it twisted. The Thunder have won 10 straight. Like they're kicking everybody's ass. But I think a lot of teams are looking at the Thunder, the teams you talked about, the Nuggets who have won a championship, the Lakers who have won a championship, the Warriors who have won a championship, saying, "Hey, why can't we do this?"
And I think there are teams, frankly, I think the Warriors are probably one of them who would probably like welcome a Thunder matchup versus like potentially a matchup against the Nuggets. Just given, you know, the Nuggets, Aaron Gordon, Aaron Gordon's ability to score really kills you on the back end, and he can score 18 like clockwork against a lot of the other Warriors wing guys.
Yeah.
Like you probably feel a little bit more comfortable. Like Jokic is going to get his 40, 10, and 10, right? So it's like mitigating the other guys is kind of tough. Like the Warriors like to play they like to play people straight up. So the issue is you play Jokic straight up. He's got 40, 10, and 10, and the other guys
Yeah.
only have to fill in the gap so much.
Hmm.
And I think they probably feel a little bit more comfortable about their ability going straight up against the Thunder, potentially. So that like
But
there's teams like
would you though?
I mean, I think the Warriors do just experience wise. It's not
Yeah.
you're probably getting your ass kicked, but like I'm just saying if they had to pick like if the Warriors had to pick a round two matchup, I think they would probably prefer to play the Thunder just pedigree wise and I think they like their odds of like we can just throw three or four different wings at SGA all game, whether that be Moody,
Hmm.
Pajemski, Jimmy Butler, Kuminga. Like that's just four wings that are four different looks at SGA in a one-on-one matchup, which might not slow him down completely, but probably more damage than you can do against him versus someone like Jokic.
Yeah, man, this is gonna be pretty crazy.
I think the only two teams that can beat the Thunder are probably the Warriors and the Lakers. I think the Nuggets are actually like I think they're just a little too slow. I think they're a little too slow for the Thunder. I think the Thunder are fast. They match up well. The two big lineups that they're toying with are really good. Um, And I think those two big lineups are really effective against a team like the Nuggets and a team with no bigs like the Warriors and the Lakers. Like, why do you put two bigs on the court? Now you can't switch. The Lakers are just going to play Rui Hachimura at the five against the two big lineups.
Mm.
So I think that's
Uh,
like another like interesting element. I don't think the Thunder have too many teams they can lose to. And even against the teams they can lose to, it's going to have to go wrong. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's just like there's so many guys on the Thunder that can beat you. So many guys coming off the bench. So many wing players are so good with Williams and Kason Walls and and Aaron Wiggins. It's just kind of nonstop. Isaiah Joe, Lou Dort. Like it just if you can isolate SGA, that's one thing. But any one of those other guys can go off for 20 points.
yeah.
And two of them can go off for 20
But
points.
I think the Lakers, for example, like their odds of just slowing down the game so much that like, all right, Isaiah Joe, can you go score against Dorian Finney-Smith?
Right.
I think that's kind of I think they're down to slow the game down a ton like that. Like I think that's why I put give them a shot against a gauntlet team like the Thunder. Like the Thunder in theory should be unbeatable given this regular season what we've seen from them, but I just think they're really like some of these other teams play styles and matchup wise just give them a shot against a team like Thunder.
Hmm.
I guess basically my overarching point is like there are a lot of teams with routes, and in theory, we should just have a true favorite in the Thunder. They've deserved it. They should be. It's just a lot of these other teams are very interesting. Um, like frankly, like the Clippers, if Kawhi's playing healthy, like he could take over and do damage against the Thunder team. And I don't like their odds at all, for example, but like and I think the Lakers are my true example of a team that can give the Thunder trouble. But yeah,
Part of it actually was in that in-season tournament championship game, how badly the Thunder played against the Bucks and their inability to score. And get Chet was out still at that time, but that almost felt like the pressure was on a little bit and they couldn't hit threes
and
and they
it's
only scored like 80 something points.
and the game is slow, and that's where Giannis can just come down, dribble 6 seconds, pick a little window, get downhill, and then the Bucks start swinging it, and like that game style in the playoffs is actually like in those slow, grimy game six, game sevens, IST championship, like Luca and LeBron are just gonna dribble the ball 15 seconds down, and then it's like two passes, Hachimura give and go. Like back screen, Reeves comes down, and now Reeves is attacking, gives you a cross at the rim and finishes. Like I don't know. Like I think the Lakers really match up well against the Thunder, anyways. Like that's and again, the Thunder, with all due respect, should be considered the true outright favorites in the West. I mean, they've
Yes.
proved it all season. They are demons. This is
Yeah.
it's a ridiculous team, but
So good.
these other teams just are so interesting in the West. Like
Yeah.
the Clippers were the sixth seed all season, then added Kawhi Leonard, who is playing well. Like
Yeah.
saying the the
Well,
the Warriors are 17-2 when Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry plays.
bro, I mean, I think they're all gonna leapfrog the Grizzlies. And then
I think some of these
let's
teams have some gauntlet schedules, though. I think the Warriors have a pretty rough schedule, if I remember correctly. I
I
think the
think the
Lakers,
Lakers do too. The Lakers have only played the Thunder once this year.
yeah,
They've only played, so I think that does that mean that they have two more games that they're gonna play?
damn. And
Um,
they have a Warriors matchup, and I think they might have
they
a.
do
I think the
coming
Nuggets
up.
also have a game against the Warriors and the game against the Lakers. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, they all have like games against each other. They play, wow. So I mean the Lakers play Golden State and OKC twice and Houston. And they just beat Houston. Um, but that's gonna be a really good series for them. Who do you guys play for?
I think we played Nuggets, Lakers, Spurs, and a few other like Kings, Bulls at the back end, but I don't know.
I mean, you're gonna play Memphis, so that's a good game to win right now. So you can flip that, and then you can play Lakers in round one. Yeah, Denver, Houston, Phoenix, whatever, and then Clippers to close
I
it
mean,
out.
I think this is fully open, honestly. This
It's
is, I
so
mean,
open.
I mean, if you look at like, frankly, the Lakers, I'd be surprised, but they're only 3 games up on the Warriors. Like, even the 4 seed in theory is in play. And not just the Warriors. I mean, the T-Wolves and the Clippers too. Like, there's 10 games left in the season. If you go 3-7 in these 10 games, you're in the plan. Any team, and there will be a team
Yeah,
that will go 3-7 in this stretch.
yeah,
And
and its name is Memphis.
yeah, and
I
10
mean,
game stretch. 10 game stretch. There's 7 games left in the season, so
there's 7 games. So what you go? Oh, are you saying 3 and 4?
yeah.
Like you
If you
win
go
three
two
out of
and five,
seven?
if you go 2-5 in the
Yeah,
stretch, you're in the plan. Unless you're the Lakers. Lakers are probably still good,
yeah, because they're 2 games up of that
but if you're the
five,
Lakers and you
six.
go, if you're the Lakers and you go 2-5, like you're a 6 seed.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you don't have home court anymore.
Get ready to go to Houston first round.
Yeah, get ready to learn how to speak Houston, buddy.
Um,
Um,
which you're probably fine with. But also the Rockets have had just like a cakewalk schedule. They're just gonna walk into this 2 seed probably. So the play-in theory, like you don't want to play a play-in game, but if you can win that play-in game, your reward might be winning a first round series.
right.
No blame to the Rockets, by the way. I'm poo-pooing them a lot, but like,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
it's just tough.
they just haven't had a playoff series.
They've won champion on their team. And so like but it'll be a great experience for them. It'll be a great series for them. And who knows? They could get hot and Amen Thompson could just be an absolute demon and Sengun could lock in and Jalen Green he's been playing pretty efficiently, so he could continue to it's not out of the realm that they could definitely win that first round series,
Yeah.
as tough as it is.
I mean, that's another team. Like if the Rockets play Clippers round one and then play the T-Wolves round two, like now they're in the Western Conference potentially. Western Conference Finals.
It's crazy.
There's so many routes. Like I literally think this top eight, all these teams except for the Grizzlies, no flame. They just fired they just fired their
Yeah.
coach. But like,
Yeah.
you know, um, and by the
And
way,
they
I'd
keep
still
losing.
take them above the Pacers when we were doing that comparison. I would still rather play the Pacers. Like I think it'd be easier to beat the Pacers.
Oh, I'd rather play the Grizzlies.
No.
Well, to be fair, the Celtics just played the Grizzlies. Um, but and they lost Brandon Clark.
Yeah.
So there's one matchup that I'd really love to see. And this has been a matchup that's been like 5 years in the waiting, and I think people haven't really been talking about it. If the Lakers hold their position, if the Nuggets kind of win out, they both go 4-3 or whatever, and let's say the Clippers go catch fire, go 6-1. Clippers are playing against to close out the season They play New Orleans, Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, Sacramento, Golden State. Wait, did I do that math right? Yeah. So seven. They could easily go 5-2 or even 6-1, right? Maybe you lose to Houston, maybe you lose to Golden State. But New Orleans just Zion and CJ McCollum are out. Dallas is just in dumpster fire. What are they playing for? Maybe a play-in berth. AD's back, so that could be a
They
thing.
they
But
are they are playing okay since AD came back. Like there's still talent on that team. But yeah, you're right. You're right.
yeah, they did beat the Magic and the Bulls. They lost to the Nets. I mean, I guess point is not expecting too much of them.
Yeah.
If this follows, there's a world where 5 seasons after, 6 seasons after the Kawhi and LeBron moved to the West Coast, the Clippers and Lakers could finally play each other in the playoffs. And we never saw this. The whole time we saw this happen. So Max, I want to throw through a few playoff matchups that at least have existed in my lifetime. Then I have a couple older ones that weren't in our like age lifetimes. Just see what you think of them. And I want to start with this one. So Lakers and Clippers from 2019 on to the present day. This is supposed to be the Battle of LA, right? Kawhi had just won a ring. LeBron had just gotten hurt in his first season in LA. And even though they were pretty good, they missed out. They hit a young team. And the next season, Kawhi and PG are there. And you have LeBron and AD joined up. It's supposed to be amazing. And then the bubble happens, and this is supposed to be the matchup that everybody's talking about. And if you recall, back then it was thought of as the Clippers were the better team. Like, it was impressive. The Lakers could not beat the Clippers. And the playoffs happen, the bubble happens. Everybody's ready for it. It's 3-1. Clippers are up 3-1 on the Nuggets in the second round of the Western Conference semifinals. Lakers are like, all right, here it is, and they blow it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a matchup that I really wanted to see. I think everybody really wanted to see that happen. Those were the two teams. We never saw it.
It's a bad matchup for the Lakers nowadays, by the way.
Ah,
But like, to be fair, I think an important preface is that that iteration we wanted to see involved Paul George and
yes.
Anthony Davis. And
Right.
this iteration is going to be, Unc James Harden and then Luka Doncic, to be fair, and there's other side potentially. But yeah, honestly, it looks like not only possible, but maybe even probable. I mean, there's also like the Lakers. They could play in the 4-5. The Lakers could move up to the 3. They could play in a 3-6. They could play the second round of a 3-6, 2-7. Yeah, I like the matchup. I'm excited for it. I would still just be a little bit like disappointed that we missed it at its prime. But honestly, what ended up happening is that the Clippers, I picked the Clippers to win the chip in the year the bubble happened. And although the bubble was weird, like the Clippers were not the best team in the West, let alone the second best team in the West. So like, I think the Lakers held up their end of the bargain at the beginning of that situation, and the Clippers didn't. And that's kind of the situation. Like, as much as I wanted to see it at some point at that time, like Clippers didn't earn it. They didn't even earn it after. I mean, they had both teams had a pretty long runway, and both teams kind of squandered it. Lakers with the Russell Westbrook stuff, Clippers with injuries. So it would be fun to see it. And I think I will say it would be great to see it with the Clippers having their new arena too. Like, that would be a really fun aspect, and not just being in Staples for 7 straight games. So I don't know. Not to poo-poo the matchup nowadays, but it is a little disappointing we never got it. I'm trying to think of some of the other historical matchups we never got. I think a lot of the times we did end up getting a lot of the matchups we wanted. But
I got some for you.
Hit me.
All right. So this is a personal one. This is a very niche one. I got 2 niche ones, and then I got 3 either we were too young or they're kind of obvious ones. Like, I had the LeBron Kobe one. Everybody has that one.
Yeah.
We didn't see that. It sucks.
Yeah. Dwight. We got Dwight Kobe instead. So
right. Yeah. It's brutal. This is. I'll try to set the scene for you.
So sorry to press pause really quick. Do you remember Courtney Lee in that series, the Magic
the
Cavs
Magic.
series. Courtney Lee was hooping in that series. A rookie Courtney Lee, maybe.
Was he a rookie? I mean, he was young.
He was hooping. If I remember, I might be a year off, but he was hooping. He was hooping. He had like a missed alley oop game winner like attempt at some point. But anyways.
Oh, dude, to me that was like peak introduction to basketball was the Eastern Conference, the Celtics, the Magic, and the Cavs.
Oh, that yeah.
Those three teams,
I agree. I agree.
like
Well,
for me.
yeah, I love the Suns though. Like, because I was watching the West, right? Because the Warriors and obviously the We Believe Warriors, my true introduction to basketball. But I really loved the Suns. I loved watching the Suns as a kid.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
I'm from Santa Clara, which is where I lived growing up. So
Well, okay, so to that point, I was trying to think of teams either in the 2000s or 2010s. And the Suns, the Lakers, the Mavs, and the Spurs, I think they all got cracks at each other. So to your point, we didn't really miss out on any what could have been.
we got
There was
the
this,
Kobe game winners against the Suns. We got the Suns Spurs
right.
final, the Western Conference Finals, if I remember correctly, or like second
Yeah.
round. We got the Spurs and the Lakers.
Yeah. A few times. Yeah.
Well, we got the
Especially
Spurs
early
and the
on.
Lakers a lot early on. We did miss the
Yeah.
Spurs and the Lakers kind of in that
Later on.
2006 to 2012
Yeah.
when but the Mavericks were also obviously in that.
Yeah. They were in the mix.
Thunder ended up like slipping in at the end, but yeah.
Yeah.
We ended up
Right.
getting every single matchup.
Yeah. For the most part. Not every year. But a series I really, really wanted to see was set the scene. Okay. LeBron leaves the Heat. It's this whole, oh my Lord, he's returned back to Cleveland thing. They make it to the finals the first year. Your Warriors beat them in 6. We all know that. But the next season, they make it to the conference finals. And who is waiting for them on the other side of the bracket but a game 7 between the Toronto Raptors and the Miami Heat?
Oh yes.
And
Oh,
Dwayne Wade, he was old, right? I mean, he was a few years older than LeBron, same draft class. But in that postseason, he was putting up respectable 21, 5, and 4, and they lost in 7. And I wanted so badly as an NBA fan to see LeBron face off one last time in the playoffs because LeBron and Dwayne Wade never played each other in the playoffs. They never played against each other. And this was the final opportunity that could have happened. But as it goes, they end up losing in 6 to the Raptors, and the Raptors play the Cavs instead. So that is a playoff matchup I desperately wanted at the time. I don't think the Heat were going to beat them by any stretch of the imagination. But that was something I was really looking forward to.
this is
It doesn't
the
hurt.
year Chris Bosh is ruled out with injury halfway through the season.
And this is and imagine if he was healthy and you had a 19-7 boards per game player with Dwayne Wade, with an older Lil Deng, with Hassan Whiteside.
Luol Deng is still hooping, by the way. Luol Deng.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, Udonis Haslem, a veteran even back then.
Goran Dragic. Goran Dragic was on
Goran
this.
Dragic.
Good.
Yep. Young. Yeah. Post All NBA Goran Dragic.
Yeah.
Like in that All-Star adjacent sort of era. So this was a matchup that was a very random one, but an Eastern Conference
Bosh
Finals.
and Wade are both All-Stars this year, and Hassan Whiteside is third in Defense Player of the Year. By the way, terrible, by the way.
Yeah, no.
Hassan Whiteside was never the third best
Yeah.
player in the league in defensively.
Yeah. Yeah. It's April Fool's Day today, and that was a fooling to all the NBA fans. So
You get 3 triple doubles that year? That had to be with blocks, right?
oh wow. Must have had to been.
Yeah. Anyways, that's an electric one. That is awesome. They had two. They played 2 game 7s. They had a first round series game 7 against the Hornets.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, where Dwayne Wade was shit talking that one fan who was standing on the court, all dressed in like green and purple.
Yeah. This is the Al Jefferson Hornets.
I think so. The Al Jefferson, Kemba Walker Hornets.
This is electric. Yeah, this is a great one. I like this one.
So that's my first niche one, and then I have a second one that's a little less niche. These seasons are 2019 and 2021. I wanted to see so badly Giannis and Embiid face off in the playoffs pre-injury, so badly. And in both of those series, Embiid loses Game 7 first to the Raptors and then next to the Atlanta Hawks in the semifinals, both game seven, both in pretty devastating fashion. And we miss, I think, probably our only opportunity to watch, early 20s Giannis and Embiid face off. It was, to
It would
me,
have been
those
peak.
were the two
It
best
would have
guys
been.
in the,
It would have been
yeah,
both. Like it wouldn't technically have been Embiid's peak version, but it would have
not
been
quite.
the best. The best congruency of like, or the best conglomeration of like health plus skill.
Right,
Because
right.
as Embiid's skill got up, his health went down.
Yeah, exactly,
I
exactly.
think that's a great one too. I'm trying to think of some of them in the '90s. Um, I feel like
I
we
got,
got them
I got two for you in the 90s.
perfect.
Um, and then these are the last two besides the Cavs Lakers, and we don't need to relitigate.
Yeah,
Everybody wanted that one. One is obvious, Rockets Bulls. Would have loved to see that. The first year, it's just odd that the Rockets, the only 2 seasons that they make it to the finals are the 2 years that, well, one year MJ's gone, and then the next year he comes back, but he loses in the second round to the Magic. I think that would have been so cool. It would have either he keeps carrying on the myth and wins, he goes 8-0, and there's never a debate that we can ever have, or Hakeem grabs one or two, and now MJ is 6-2 in the finals. And it just changes a whole lot of narrative as to whether he could lose at that stage. Um,
yeah. I mean, the thing is that Rockets team, like, they took advantage of their window. I'll just say that.
yeah,
I don't know if anyone looks at them historically and thinks they should have won more. Like,
sure.
I think they kind of got their window, and even that West was good. That was a good West. You had Malone, Stockton, you had Barkley. You know, it was a good West. Like they kind of got their licks in at the perfect moment. You know,
Right.
so yeah,
No,
I,
I
I
think you're
agree.
right
I
there.
agree, but I kind of think the Bulls would have just stomped them, unless it was one of those seasons where MJ had played through. But he retired. He didn't play, so that's just one thing. Yeah,
I think they would have had one. I think they would have got one of them.
who Rockets?
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
think the size would have been an issue.
I just don't think I think the Bulls would have lost one of those two. Just like
Oh,
they
yeah.
got hurt, they would have got hurt, or like
Something.
you just don't like. Yeah, I don't no flame to MJ, but you just don't win eight straight. Like there's just variance in basketball.
Right.
Um like no flame. Like and that's maybe that's one of the reasons I like don't care that he retired and played baseball, because I don't think he would have won eight straight. Like, and he might have, but like I don't know.
And that's the what if. Last one I got for you. And this can always be a recurring series. Uh, Bulls again. Bulls Spurs 1999. MJ retires. You have the old Bulls and the young, besides David Robinson, young Spurs coming into play. The East was not very good. The Knicks were the 8 seed, and they were the ones who made it to the finals. Um, so this was like a very up in the air. I don't know that they would have been challenged the same way that they were the season before. Um, and so if the Knicks can make the finals, beating whoever they have to beat after the Heat, and then they beat either the Hawks and the Pistons, and then whoever they beat, I didn't follow that Eastern Conference Finals, but I think that could have been a very interesting matchup to see. The Spurs absolutely waxed the Knicks. And I'd be very curious to know what happens because Rodman falls off a cliff after that, and Scottie Pippen still plays pretty well. So, are the Bulls able to revamp or not? Interesting kind of proposal. So that's my last what if that I have: Bulls versus Spurs in '99.
I think that's fair. I kind of think the Spurs might have been like here at that time, but you're right. I think that's a good one. I was kind of thinking along the same line of your last two was
Yeah,
like, I wish we had gotten no Pippen, no Jordan Bulls versus the 93-94 Rockets, because if you remember right, 93-94 Rockets play the Knicks in a seven
yeah,
series to win that.
yeah.
But the Knicks on the way
But
beat in game seven the Pippen Bulls, who had just won 55 games. And
right,
maybe like clearly they're on the same degree of teams. If it's taking
Right.
game sevens to knock each other out, and so like that's kind of I would have been fascinated. Like, what if Pippen could have gotten out of the East that year? Obviously, losing the second round, right, to the Knicks, if I remember correctly.
Right. Right.
If he could have gotten out of the East that year, we could have maybe have gotten that Rockets Bulls, and it might have been Rockets Bulls with no MJ, and if Pippen could win that. I mean, we're talking about Pippen, but we're talking about Pippen like a top 10 player all time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. If you
So
can be
anyway,
the guy by yourself,
I think that's pretty fun.
that would have been fun. Yeah. Right. MJ, regardless if he's there or not, that would have been a wild series.
Any other series? I think that's the main ones I have off the top of my head.
I think that's all I got. A rogue one would be the 2017 Wizards. If they beat the Celtics, them playing the Cavs, I think that would have been fun.
That would have been fun too. But
Um, but I don't think it would have changed the outcome.
yeah, I think that's
Um,
fair. I got some award stuff before we get into a Sporcle really quick. I just have some thoughts. Okay,
yeah.
I was looking at the awards, and I think this is rookie. I'm thinking about the rookie of the year one the most, right? Um, I think, and this is no flame at all to Stephon Castle, but I'm not super convinced he's the rookie of the year. I kind of think Risa
Okay.
Shea might be better. Like, and I think Risa Shea is on a better team. I think Risa Shea is similar points totals, similar percentages. He's played the full season and has been a little bit more conducive to winning. On a team that has lost their second best player, just like the Spurs lost their best player, obviously, and their second best player. But the Hawks have remained a playoff team, regardless of that. And I kind of think I would want to reward Risa Shea. And my second thought on top of that is I think long term, I think Risa Shea is going to be the better player. I think Castle's really good, but I just don't like I don't think Castle is a shot making to be a long term like all-star level player close to it, given his height. Risa Shea is really you can easily see this 6'8" guy put up 16 a game, play really good defense. And I was thinking like I don't think a bad comp is like Andrew Wiggins. Like
Hmm.
Who Andrew Wiggins, who was drafted like a super highly touted first round pick and ended up having a quote unquote disappointing career. Obviously, still won a chip, second best player in the finals or second best player on the finals winning team that year. Um, you know, I don't think Risa Shea's skill set and whatever is projecting to be that too far off. I think Wiggins has more one on one abilities, but I think Risa Shea might end up being a better rebounder, So I think there's give and take. So, anyways, that's kind of my thoughts. I think SAR, I have similar
Yeah.
thoughts on where like SAR's percentages are awful, but SAR probably projects to be a better player than Castle at this point because SAR's going to stick around the league for 10 years. He's a mobile center. And any offense you get from a mobile center is going to take him from being a 20 minutes a game guy in a playoff series to a 30-minute a game guy in this playoff series. So, I just kind of, I don't know. I was just, Castle a minus like 700 versus like SAR and Risa Shea at both plus 750 just felt like a little aggressive to me. Maybe the award's already over with 7 games left, but I kind of think Risa Shea is getting the short end of the stick here specifically. I think Castle, I would still put Castle above SAR probably, but I think Risa Shea is kind of getting ignored here despite being the first overall pick.
What's the NBA Rookie of the Year? What are the odds? You got
Um,
them?
let
Let's
me
see.
and pulling back up.
Stephon Castle's pretty much, according to all these, it looks like he has it.
Yeah,
But
minus 700. I've
yeah,
right now minus 700 for Castle, plus 750 for Risa Shea and SAR. Everyone else is plus 7,500 and above.
they're all out of it. Yeah, Buzelis kind of had a late run there that
I
didn't.
remember Kalel Ware was favored for a little bit there.
Yeah, I do.
That
Yeah,
was that was premature.
Jalen Wells was always a solid guy. I guess to your point, there doesn't seem to be a clear rookie of the year guy here. But I'm curious if who do you think? I mean, so you think it's going to be Risa Shea who has like the biggest impact? Is that the ceiling of this rookie class? Like an Andrew Wiggins, peak Andrew Wiggins on the Warriors from this whole rookie class?
Probably. I mean, unless you're truly, I mean, Buzelis in theory, like if Buzelis ends up being an all-star at some point, like
Hmm.
being a Brandon Ingram adjacent player, maybe
Sure.
um, a bit better. I think Sar could be your, in theory. I mean, Sar can be a Porzingis light, and maybe even could be just a healthy Porzingis if things go right with less 3-point shooting and maybe more health, obviously. So like
Hmm.
that, like I think there are players here that might not peak wise be really good, but there's a lot of like Castle will win an NBA. Like Castle very much could win an NBA championship in the next 5 years and
Well, yeah.
be a key contributor, you know. And I think like that's kind of you're right. Like it's might sound like oh well, peak Andrew Wiggins is all we're gonna get, but like there's a lot of guys who are gonna be key contributors on very good teams. I mean, if the Wizards get Sar, I mean, if the Wizards get Flag, Sar becomes like Sar's probably sticking on the Wizards for the next 8 years. That tandem is really nice, and
Yeah.
they could do damage. And if the Wizards win a chip and the Sar's the third best player in 7 years, you know, you look at the draft a little differently.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's fair. This is interesting. This is going to be a um very role player heavy class, it feels like.
There's 30, yeah, there's 40 NBA players in this draft. I was actually looking at like, Bronny went 52, and I think Bronny's actually played well, to be honest. Like these late stretches we've seen from him. In a redraft, I think he might go higher than 52, surprisingly. But I was
Yeah.
looking at that because I was actually doing the list. But I think the issue is you can't put him very much higher than 52 just because there's like 40 good players. Like there's Quentin Post, who was 52nd pick, is like starting
Right.
on the Warriors. You know, like
Right.
and like that's a specific situation, but like Isaiah Collier, for example, another guy. Like there's a lot of these back end role guys who are getting 25 minutes look great, like, and they're gonna stick around the league. Isaiah Collier is an NBA player. Quentin Post an NBA player.
Right. Let's see. Gonna look through it again. Yeah. Ricochet, Sar, Shepard. I mean, we haven't been able to see much from Reed Shepard, but nothing says he can't. Stephon Castle, Ron Holland, um, Tijane, Solon. He's been solid. Klingon,
I mean, so
Dillingham.
on. We'll see.
I mean, he can play.
Yeah.
Um, Cody Williams, maybe.
I will say Cody Williams is like of the first round of all the guys might be the most likely to not be in the NBA in in the next 3 years. He's giving me Jarrett Culver.
Yeah.
He's giving me major
Mm.
Jarrett Culver vibes. Just
Oh, brutal. Yeah, barely, but I remember the name. I mean, your boy Jared McCain probably has the highest ceiling.
yeah, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, because Jared McCain, if he just becomes a 25 point per game 3-point sniper, I mean, you're just
Yeah, then it's it.
because
Um,
Jared McCain being a Desmond Bain adjacent, if not better player, is like not out of the realm of possibility at all.
yeah, I think you could. Baylor Shireman on the Seas. He's been
Nice.
good.
But like,
Um,
there you go. That's an NBA player.
right.
There's like I
Oh,
literally think there's 40. I did the list because I was trying to think where Bronny goes in a redraft because I really actually think he does. I think he goes higher than 55, which credit to him.
I think it's fair.
I
I think it's
can't believe
fair.
it. I can't. I can't believe it, and it's major respect. Like that 17 point per game outburst he had against the Bucks. Like I know it's the Bucks, but like not a lot of people can do that. And he's in the game. He played 30 minutes that game or something crazy.
Mhm.
He's in that game.
Yeah, he looked good.
Like
Uh,
he's still like 2 years away from being 2 years away. Like ridiculous.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, this draft is fun. This draft is like five players from this draft are going to win NBA championships in the next like 6 years. Like I'm
Mhm.
exaggerating, but like there's quality players off the rip.
Sure. I explained it to somebody who doesn't follow basketball very well, asking about Bronny James, and it's like he doesn't look like if you're watching, you're not like, oh, who's that guy? He doesn't look like he should be on the court. Like
Hmm.
he knows what he's doing.
Now,
Um, yeah,
I
I
respectfully
think
the first few appearances in the
he
NBA,
was. I
the
mean,
game was a little
yeah,
too fast for him.
it's understandable.
Yeah,
Um,
but you're right. Like the ball moves the ball. Like it's some other podcaster was talking about it actually. So now I feel like I'm ripping their take, but I was gonna give them a
rip
shot.
it.
It's like quicker decision making.
Hmm.
He gets the ball, now it's the next pass. Like he's swinging the ball instantly. Like if he's got a matchup and the guy's sliding a little bit, it's like two dribbles to the lane. Like there's NBA skills here.
Hmm. Yeah, he's developing. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think
I
some. Yeah.
I'm actually really try. Like, I think he'll stick around. Actually, like I still don't know what the ceiling is. I still think it's closer to Davion Mitchell or like
Oh man.
lower than Davion Mitchell, for example. But Davion Mitchell's been in the league 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah, that's that. That's the ticket.
Yeah.
You got any other NBA award thoughts at the moment?
Nothing except for Draymond Green, I think, is the defense player of the year, and I think probably deserves it. I think Wemby is the best defense player in the league, but I think Draymond might be the second best defense player. Like, there's been some stuff for the last few weeks. I mean, the Warriors are a top 10 defense this year on a team that is horrible offensively, which makes it hard to play defense, frankly. And it's a team that doesn't have really great defenders. I mean, Moody's solid defender. Pajemski's a solid defender. Kuminga's like a mid defender. But like this is a team.
Jimmy?
Jimmy now. We they have Jimmy for the last 20 games. So like I
Okay.
think that's Jimmy and then Wiggins before that were the two above average defenders that the Warriors had outside of Draymond. And Draymond's carrying that team to the top 10 defense. Since the Jimmy trade, I believe they're top 3 defense in the league. He's 6'5". He can one on one Giannis, and then he can play backside help on Jokic all game and help strap Jokic. So no, truly a one of one player. I just want to give him his flowers because I know he's just a very frustrating player at very certain times, and I just basketball wise, just truly a magician and in certain ways, and I think he's a one of one player all time.
Yeah,
I think there is no
you
comparison to
can't
Draymond
compare.
Green. Yeah, there's no historical comparison. It'll be very difficult to ever have a future historical comparison. Um,
Hmm.
they're also shooting the three more than ever and shooting it pretty well, so that's kind of fun. But yeah, I just want to give him his flowers. I think he's by far the best defense player in the league right now. Uh, guards 1 through 5, guards it really, really well, and makes up for so many deficiencies. Like just makes up for again Steph, Pajemski, and Moody. These are two year 3 and year 4 guys next to Steph Curry, who's 6'2". Jimmy Butler is the tallest guy in their closing lineups is Jimmy Butler, who's 6'6".
That's impressive.
No.
His IQ is incredible. I fully agree with he's a one of one player, just a unicorn in his own right. And it's always really cool seeing these. One of my favorite NBA pleasures is seeing guys who have these, not that he was bad, but have these like late career resurges in terms of like visible impact. And so if he
To the
gets this,
point,
it'll be
to the
cool to see
point
on like
where
the
you might win
basketball reference sheet, like nothing, 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 depoy, nothing, 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 first team
it.
depoy. Like,
No, and you're right. It's like the rejuvenation is so here that he's gonna win defense player. It's like really impressive. Like he was
yeah,
not like, and truly, I don't think his defense dropped off that much. Like, I think he was
yeah,
my eyes like still he was probably always a top 5 defense player throughout the stretch, but just
sure.
votes wise and the Warriors situation, like he wasn't gonna get it, and his situation, frankly. Um, so I just want to give him his flowers over here. I think like respect to Mobley. Mobley is the second favorite. I think he's had a great season. I think Draymond is just like
Hmm.
better.
Sure.
Like I think, and Mobley makes up for a lot of deficiencies on that team too, which is also I think I have to give a lot of credit for. But I think Draymond does it more so on a team that has a better defense.
Yeah, I think the narrative is there
Yeah,
as well. Well, that's good. That's good stuff. Well, I'm excited for closer to the end of the season. We can like delve more into
yeah,
these like fine-tuned takes.
yeah.
But any other ones we got before we hop to this quiz?
That's about it. All right.
All right. So this is every All NBA team from 1992 to 2024.
Oh, this is so.
We we got 20 minutes. I don't think it'll take that long. They're giving us the position and the team and the season, so I think we have a good shot. Do
And
you
it's
want to
all three
start?
NBA teams, by the way. Which is like-
It's all three, right? How do you want to start, Max?
Let's start from oldest. Oldest.
Told us. Okay, so
And,
20
and,
minutes and what?
and we can skip as needed, like and come back
Yeah,
to.
sure. All right, cool.
All right.
So here we go.
Let's go third team first. Or
Yeah,
all right, guard 92.
Suns. It's got to
Johnson.
be like Kevin Johnson.
Yeah.
So shout out to Sporcle. It gives you last name, so that'll give us Larry Johnson.
Yeah.
It's
And
kind of a cheat, but whatever. It is what it is. Who else did we get?
I guess no
Joe
one.
Johnson.
Johnson, yeah. I said
Um,
Patrick Johnson, but he's not here. Mark
sure.
Price.
Mark Price, easy. Nice. 3 times. Wow. First team.
Pistons, Dumars still? Or Rodman?
Watch Joe Dumars there.
There.
Rodman there and there. Wow, with the Spurs too.
The
That's right.
Hawks,
Is that
Drexler?
Wilkins?
Or Wilkins, yeah, sorry. Oh,
No. All right, so he still needs to show up. Cavs, is that Brad Daugherty?
yeah.
Okay. Um, come back to the Hawks?
Yeah. Who the hell?
I
We were
know.
talking big game.
That's annoying. That's
That's
annoying.
super annoying.
Um, all right. Is that Chris Mullen there? Oh, no.
All right, Mitch
Or
Richmond.
Mitch Richmond.
Hard.
Uh,
Yeah, there we go.
nice. And we got Penny.
Stockton.
Um, Stockton. That's gonna fill up a bunch. Barkley,
Yeah. Pippen.
Pippen, and Ewing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jordan,
Jordan,
Drexler,
Drexler,
Malone,
Malone,
Robinson.
and Robinson. Bang.
Nice.
Wow, kind of crazy. No Olajuwon, who's going to be here
Uh,
in this, which is interesting in this one. Huh.
Nets,
Um,
93 guard Nets.
is that Drazen Petrovic?
Yeah. Damn.
And then
Oh,
would that maybe Derek Coleman? Okay.
that's a pull. That's nice. O'Neal.
Shaq. He's going to fill up a bunch. Supersonics.
What's on its guard?
Oh, hey, Gary Payton.
Oh, duh. I didn't realize 94 is there. Kemp.
Camp.
Guard
Nice.
Warriors 94.
Um, would that be the coach
Marcel
puncher
Spolio?
himself?
Yeah.
Crazy work. All right, doing so well. I mean, that's annoying,
95.
but 95.
Sigma.
Uh, Sigma.
Oh,
Um, huh.
who's Barkley playing with? Or no, not Barkley. Who was
Kemp and Peyton. Was
who
there
was
like
the guy
a
who got the extension? Oh,
was it Jeff Hornacek?
no.
No.
Oh, they had
Or
a forgotten ex
Tom Chambers?
I might
Or is
be.
this nah, it's too late.
That's gonna kill me, honestly.
Damn. Pacers as well. Oh, that's Reggie Miller, but damn. Okay. Sorry, chat.
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
So it's an L on us. Okay. 96, third team. Is that Chris Webber?
I think so.
No, he comes later. Damn. Um, Pistons All NBA 1996. Um, Grant Hill. Okay. All right, we're kind of cooking here. Hmm. Okay. So
Uh,
we're missing a
Glenn
couple here.
Rice. Glenn Rice.
Paul. Good Paul. Glenn Robinson? No. Or who's here? Is that Ray Allen already? No.
Bucks.
And Hornets. Morning? Alonzo Morning? Damn. Feel like
Was Steve Francis already hooping in that? Like who's the Hornets guard? I'm trying to remember. Next to
it's
Morning.
not it's not Baron Davis.
Oh, it wasn't?
He'll I mean he'll be later up. I think he'll be up around here.
Damn. All right.
That Davis. All
Bullet,
right.
wait, Bullets 96. Weber?
Yeah, I tried him. He's up
Yeah,
here,
he's
but he's
up there,
like
2000.
he's not there yet. Hmm. These are gonna hurt.
Dude, the Hawks 92 one is killing me.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
terrible.
is the Supersonics? No, not it's Supersonics 95, Jim McIlvaine.
McElvain.
No, Matt MC. No, just
Oh, MC.
MIL. Damn. No, probably not. I don't know.
That
He's
would
the
have been
guy who
cool.
got the extension that made Sean Kim pissed. I remembered his name, but
Mm.
they also had
All
Nate
right.
McMillan, but he was not an All-NBA player.
Oh, Mark Jackson? Oh no. Oh, we already tried
Sam
Jackson.
Cassell? No,
Sam Cassell. Oh, he's somewhere.
somewhere, but he's later.
Yeah.
What if we went back to the top? All right, what if we went back to the top?
Well, let's okay, top and then come down.
Yeah,
This is going to be a whole different ballgame up here. All
yeah.
right.
Just get our confidence up. All right, Doncic,
Yeah.
young-
Wow. Jesus
youngest
Christ.
Alexander. Yeah,
Uh, Gilchrist, Bucks,
Info, Tate,
um, Tatum. Look at all those All NBAs for
Jokic,
Tatum. Jokic.
Burns,
Okay. Brunson,
Edwards,
Edwards,
Durant,
Durant,
Leonard,
Leonard,
Curry,
Curry,
Halliburton, Booker,
Booker, LeBron,
Sabonis,
Sabonis. Wow. Shout out
Embiid,
Sabonis. Embiid,
Mitchell,
Mitch,
Butler,
Butler,
Brown.
Brown. Damn, second team. Lillard,
Yeah. Fox.
Fox, uh, Randall,
Yeah.
um,
Morant.
Morant,
Forward. DeRozan.
DeRozan. Shout out
Young.
Trey.
Paul.
Wow.
Bon.
Siakam,
Oh. That was not.
Towns. Oh, you're thinking Leonard there? Kawhi. Oh no, we already said him. Damn, Kawhi was all NBA last year. That's crazy. Okay, Nets. Irving.
Westbrook.
That's right.
Oh, Beal.
Oh, yo, damn. Um,
Forward. Paul George.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
Gobert.
Bell. Okay, cool. Harden. Damn, Harden had a first team and then was done.
Yeah.
Unless he gets one this year. A third team at least. Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Kemba Walker.
Uh, Kemba.
Blake Griffin.
Biggie Blake. Uh, uh, LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah.
Oladipo.
Thomas.
IT.
Wall.
Wall. Green.
Yeah. Thompson. Thompson's later, but
Thompson. Boogie. DeRozan.
Lowry.
Or we got him. Lowry.
Uh, DeAndre Jordan. No, Andre Drummond.
Drummond is crazy.
Gasol.
Gasol, nice. We got both Gasols. Damn, second team. Good for
Duncan.
him. Dunking on him. Uh, Joakim Noah, first team is crazy. Just goes to show how weak the center position was. Marcus Gasol, DeAndre Jordan.
Joakim. I mean,
Noah.
Noah was third team with third MVP voting.
No, he was amazing, but like,
Yeah.
it's just crazy. Uh, Tony Parker.
Yeah. T Wolves. Who's on?
Oh, Love.
Love. Yeah.
Oh,
Ming
Dwight Howard.
or Howard. Psh, duh.
Not yet. Dragic.
Jefferson.
This is actually incorrect. This was with the Suns.
Oh.
So whoever did this, you need to get your facts straight, buddy.
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Bryant.
Kobe. That's going to be a ton.
Carmelo Anthony.
Melo.
Where do you got Wade?
D Wade. Nice.
David Lee.
David Lee. Paul.
Andrew Bynum.
Hook. Rondo.
Nowitzki.
Burke.
Tyson Chandler.
Oh my Lord.
Derrick Rose.
Rose. Wow. One and only.
Stoudemire.
Bang.
Ginobili.
Wow. Randolph.
Yeah. Horford.
Yes, sir. Steve.
Yeah.
and Darren Williams.
Nice.
Um,
Roy.
Roy, nice. Bucks.
Bogut?
No way. Hold on. Hold on. No, he was not. Was Andrew Bogut third team All NBA?
I'll look it up. I'll look it up. Let's keep
You
going.
have to look that up. That is BS.
Come
Wait, are
on.
you looking that up now?
Yeah, I'm looking it up now.
I'm
No,
gonna
I'm
pause this
pretty sure he
quiz.
was. I'm pretty sure he was. Yeah, he was. He was
He
seventh
was
because he scored 16 a game and he was seventh in defense player of the year. But he was
I
16 and 10 with 2.5 blocks. Weak center.
well, great poll, but that's crazy. All right, 2009. Pierce.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Garnett.
Now man.
Bing. Yeah.
Crazy that he made so many all NBA teams, honestly.
It is crazy. Yao Ming.
Yeah. Because he was just that, it goes to show that he was just that good. He wasn't just getting
Yeah.
all stars for the fans. Like,
Right.
this,
Iverson.
yeah.
Oh, that's two. Chauncey Billups. There
Nice.
it is. I
McGrady.
feel like this was also with the Nuggets. I think,
I'm
dude.
pretty sure it was. I think he got traded off the back of that year to the Nuggets now.
There's a couple I don't like about this. What'd you say? Or are you looking that up?
Nah, yeah, that was right.
That is Pistons.
Yeah, he got
Can you
traded.
look up?
He got
Can you look up
traded.
the?
He got traded,
the
but
okay. What about that Goran Dragic? Goran Dragic was on the Heat in 2015.
nah.
They lied. All right, gotcha.
Wait, no, he was a son. He was a son.
Yeah, and they're saying that he's a Heat here.
Yeah. All right, you're right. All right,
Anyways, just a nitpicker.
all right.
Okay, we're
2008. Aaron
it's
Brooks.
it's got to be McGrady.
Oh, really?
Uh,
Kirilenko.
AK. Huh. Oh,
Boozer.
Boozer.
Arenas.
Arena Skills Arena. Raptors. Chris.
Yeah.
Clippers.
Brand.
Young Elton. Um,
Wallace.
Ben and Rashid.
He's forward.
Sean Marion.
Yeah, good call. A kid. Stojakovic.
Cook.
Bucks had
Uh,
who else?
Michael Redd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Danny Granger. No,
It's a little early. Ron Artest.
yeah.
Okay. Um,
Joe Johnson?
we already got Joe Johnson. Oh, Stephon Marbury though.
Yeah.
Is
Pelican.
this like a Jamal Mashburn type? Yeah.
Nice. That's
Mutombo.
that's fucking nice poll, by the way.
Thank you.
Carter.
Vinci. Wow, two-time All-NBA is kind of sad. Who was the Hornets guard in the year 2000? Oh, Mason. I got Anthony Mason. Where did he go? Oh, here. Oh, here's that Hornets forward.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Rest in peace. Okay.
Hornets guard.
Hornets guard. I'm looking here. Is that Antonio McDyess? Yeah. And then we're back to these forwards and guards. Wait, so we're missing six. We're missing a guard on the Hornets, a guard on the Wizards, forward on the Sonics, forward on the Bucks. Oh, Vin Baker.
That's crazy. You're him. You're him.
Vinny. Okay. So we have 2000 third team, 1998 second team, 1995 third team, and 1992.
Can you just try Nate? Or no, not Nick McMillan. Was guard.
Nick.
He was a guard, anyways. He was. I just know he was on that Supersonics. Sorry, 95 team. Wait, okay.
Dude,
Scroll up. Who else?
Yep. We need
have?
the 2000 All-NBA third team.
We're missing 4.
Yes.
So that one. Where's the other two? The
2000,
95.
1998, 95, and 92. That Hawks guy.
Hawks are gonna kill me, man.
The Hawks stinks, especially because Wilkins isn't there the year before. Why would he not? Is it like, did they misspell it or something? I don't know. Hmm.
Who's someone could have
Uh,
been at the back end by then?
uh-huh.
I'm trying to think of like someone who might have just played like a rogue year, but it's like
And
the
and
issue
did
is guys
good.
like Parrish and McHale just didn't like they weren't good.
Yeah.
They
In
know like
92. So they probably were a playoff team. They were the best player on that playoff team. Oh, and that must have been the year where Wilkins tore his Achilles. Or Wilkins, yeah. Um,
Stackhouse or Hughes for one of the other ones, maybe.
oh, if you just cooked.
Nah.
Oh, man. I loved that poll though. Like Rip Hamilton type.
Yeah,
Oh man.
I was thinking Hughes for the or like for the 2000s or the 298
Or
one.
Karan Butler. Um, Jamal McGloyer? No, a guard. Oh, what about like a Fat Lever or no, that's too
Too
early,
late.
but Rod Strickland? Oh, bang. Okay,
Bang. Okay,
bang.
3 minutes. Hornets, 2000.
Hornets, Sonics. Yeah, Hornets
2000
2000s.
Hornets. They had who did they have? Who was that team that they had? It was Odom, Q Rich, someone else? No, that was the Clippers. That was the Clippers at them.
Yeah. Um, I mean Anthony Mason was there.
We already
Like
did Cassell too, right? Fuck.
was did like Starks make a random team now?
Steve Francis, we already
Steve, did we
didn't
do? Oh,
make an All NBA team.
dang,
Oh, this is
bro.
gonna
This
kill me, man. This is gonna
I
kill
know. 3 off. This is pretty good.
no. We can get dude, Hornets 2000. Third team. Who's even on the Hornets, man?
I
Cooked.
keep thinking Detlef Schrempf for this forward,
Oh,
but I know that he was. Oh,
you're him. You're him.
okay. All right.
You're
Two
him.
more.
You're him.
I thought
Okay.
Schrempf only played for the. No, I'm thinking of Rick Smits. He was. All right. So we need
Oh,
guards.
okay. Forward 92 Hawks
Oh,
forward.
was no ways. No, it's not Doc Rivers. I don't know. I was thinking that he's a
Too
point
old.
guard.
He's too old.
Yeah.
Um,
92.
Hawks and dude, you're him by the way. That's crazy.
Oh man. And there's nothing like that we can play off of one another. They're so far apart.
And these are rogue teams. These are like irrelevant.
Yeah. Like first round exit playoff teams.
We already did Baron Davis. That's really the one guy who's just standing in my mind, man. Like that.
Yeah, same. McGloire. Ugh, keep thinking it's him. We'll get off that. Hmm.
Damn, it might be cooked. Forward for the Hawks? No, dude. Forward for the Hawks is
No,
impossible.
guard. Oh
Okay,
yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Forward.
that is like it's not Alex. It's not going to be a back end of Alex English season or something. Like I don't know. Like I'm just
Spitballing.
yeah. Kiki Vandeweghe? No,
That would have been
he never.
crazy. I don't think he played for the.
He never played with the Hawks. Damn, this is a killer, man.
Damn, pretty good though. All right, so we don't know two guys that were in the All NBA awards from 1992 onward.
Glenn
We'll
Robinson
say,
the third, or is that the Glenn Robinson the original?
yeah. All right, let's see who we missed. Eddie
Yeah.
Jones, I feel like we should have. And also, Jones is an easy. Kevin Willis.
Okay, I don't feel bad about Kevin. I was not gonna get Kevin Willis, but Eddie Jones we should have got for sure. Oh
Damn.
man.
I feel like both of those were gettable. All right. Well, that's pretty good. Um, how do I unshare this thing?
Damn.
Um,
Kevin Willis, man. Nah,
um,
Eddie Jones, we should have. He's the only good player who played for the Hornets at that time, bro. Or yeah, we blanked.
I know. Damn. It's pretty good.
And no complaints.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's all I got for today's pod. I feel like this
Yes,
was a
sir.
longer one for the audience, so I hope you guys enjoy.
Bit windy. Yeah. All right, fellas. Max, well, I'm looking forward. We'll be chatting soon. We're rounding up into playoff form.
Yeah, and we'll have big playoff previews, obviously. That's gonna be
Yeah.
yeah. So get ready for that. We might not have a pod for like a week and change, but
Yeah.
we'll be back with Avengers.
Yes, sir. But love y'all. Keep listening. Keep giving us feedback. We love debating with you folks. Every game for a lot of these Western Conference teams is kind of a playoff game already. So lock in.
Oh, 100%. They absolutely are.
Yeah. So y'all be easy and keep chilling. And as always, we'll be chilling here with you. Spittin' Hoops, baby. Holler at you.
Peace.